This is On a Walkabout on Boggs Mountain, California. Thanks for tuning in. Boggs Mountain is a demonstration state forest located in southern Lake County, California. The elevation ranges between 2,400 and 3,750 feet. The Pacific coastline can be found about 50 miles to the west. CAL FIRE received the 3,500-acre forest in 1949 after it had been stripped of all usable lumber. There are 2 mountain peaks within the forest with varying terrain and many exposed boulders. The forest floor consists of many pine needles, oak leaves, and the odd manzanita leaf. The tree variation is extensive, but is mostly pine dominant, which offers a rich pine forest smell year-round. Ponderosa pine and Douglas fir dominate this area, with a few oak and manzanita peppered throughout. Manzanita becomes dominant in the lower elevations, with examples of canyon oak, black oak, madrone, dogwood to be found in fewer numbers. The demonstration of this gorgeous forest is clearly visible throughout this video. This is a working forest which is under constant research and development for sustainable lumber harvesting practices. Lumber companies and the general public can purchase timber rights at an affordable rate. CAL FIRE replants and cares for newly planted trees at locations that were previously harvested. CAL FIRE has become incredibly skilled at sustainable lumber harvesting practices at this location. Since the catastrophic Valley Fire in 2015, over 750,000 tree seedlings have been planted. The Valley Fire was a catastrophic loss for Boggs Mountain. The fire tore through around 99% of the forest, killing over 80% of the mature trees and over 95% of the forest floor vegetation. All of the work since 2015 to restore this forest are plainly visible with extraordinary results. There are recreation opportunities at Boggs Mountain Demonstration State Forest. However, recreation is the secondary purpose for this forest and is not the main priority. There are 4 campgrounds which are currently closed at the time of this video being posted. There are also dispersed camping sites that offer a more rugged camping experience with no water or toilets available. There are also many hiking trails, as you can see here, which are also used for mountain bike racing events throughout the year. Boggs Mountain is named after a Henry C. Boggs, born 1820, died 1898. He was a very early settler of Lake County, California. Henry Boggs acquired the land that is the forest today in 1878. His son also managed and operated 2 sawmills on site. Henry Boggs was heavily invested in Lake County to include lumber, banking, and cattle farming. His son Lilburn Henry would later become the Lake County Sheriff. In the 1880s, the majority of the lumber produced was used in mine shafts throughout Lake County, to include the Borax Mine and the Sulphur Bank Mine. By the end of the late 1800s, most of the usable lumber was logged, and its main usage was temporarily operated as cattle pasture. Jim McCauley acquired Boggs Mountain in the 1920s, and throughout the 20s and 30s, he continued logging portions of bogs, strategically with no clear cutting, to allow the forest to regrow with better sunlight availability to pine seedlings at the forest floor. In 1944, McCauley sold the timber rights of 3,000 acres to Setzer Forest Products, which the former did not begin logging until 1947. After World War II was completely over, the post-war boom drove a deep hunger for lumber for a richly developing economy, resulting in all usable lumber being clear-cut. In 1949, CAL FIRE, or California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, purchased Boggs Mountain, all 3,500 acres of it, for a meager price of $38,700, as at that time it no longer held any more timber or commercial value. 200 of these acres were placed in a Napa County land trust under a conservation easement. Fast forward to today, and a few of the trees that were planted in the 50s by CAL FIRE are still here today. Towering over the forest floor, majestic, tall, and true to form. The demonstration and recovery of this forest, even after the tragic valley fire, can be seen clearly in this video. The forest is extremely well kept and is even managed by a friend of mine. The proof is here. The sustainable lumber practices can exist without permanently damaging extremely fragile ecosystems. This forest and many other demonstration forests show the quality of forest care from CAL FIRE. The practices of forest, lumber harvesting, and reforestation here are truly remarkable, as are the vividly colored stories ranging from the 1800s to now. And as seen here, we can see Lake County, eastern Lake County, and the valleys down below. The mountain ranges on the screen that are far in the distance and are in a light blue color are the gateway to the Sacramento Valley. If you take notice, the area that I'm currently walking through, you can see some of the burn-scarred trees that retained their scars from the tragic valley fire in 2015. However, as you can plainly see here, this forest is in recovery through the help of CAL FIRE and Mother Nature herself. This place is truly magnificent, and the beauty, to me, is second to none. I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you tune in for more, because there is a lot more coming. Stay tuned for more history about California and surrounding states. I hope to see you guys there.